Did I lose somebody? No. 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 Somebody must have done something. Hopefully very minor. This is further back than I thought. Something could have happened. Oh no. Huh?
He took a tumble.
What?
He took a tumble.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he high-sided. I thought he was gonna save it. He went into the dirt, it flicked up.
Oh.
And then I thought he was gonna get it.
Yeah, a little spill. He went in too hot, he almost saved it. I'm sure Alfred told me the whole thing.
We okay then?
Yeah, okay, I guess. You alright? You almost saved it, man.
Was it that little rut in the road?
I think what happened was the target fixated on the dirt. As soon as you got on the dirt, I know you stepped on the rear brake. That's why you kind of clipped it. You clipped the curb. That's why you went that way.
I already told him.
Huh?
I told the guy.
I think he's gonna wait until we leave, but
You can just, like, my shifter's fucked, so I need to like take it really easy.
uh-huh.
Shouldn't hang out too long.
Yeah. Okay, so it went over this way?
Yeah. Dave will post the footage.
Oh. Yeah. That.
So are we gonna keep going, or?
You guys can go up. I don't want to ruin your day.
You sure?
Yeah.
You need a hardware store, like a vice grips? Oh, like a mini vice grips, you could bend it back, we'd see a hardware store.
And if you go...
We can go back down, fix him up, and maybe have lunch, and then we can go back up.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
There's towns that way.
Let's all go back in.
We can get down though.
Plus his nerves can settle a little bit.
You kind of set the pace. We'll follow you, man. Yeah, I think we're okay. Alright, so had a bit of a tumble. We're gonna head back into town, see if we can repair him enough. I don't know if you'll want to come back up here, but at least we'll make sure he can get home, because he came as far as I did, and that's a little bit away here. It seems like his bike's mostly okay. He's got a broken turn signal. His sliders did the job. He's got the Triumph frame sliders. Slight engine casing bruising, but I think that's very minor. He looks fine. It wasn't that high speed or anything, and he didn't get very far. But his shifter's all bent up, out of shape. So we're gonna help him try to repair that. Make sure he can at least get home. I know I've bent a few of those on my Ninja 300. I know I bent them back once, but most of the time it's just better to replace them. They are like aluminum, I think, so you have to be really careful. spin them too much, they'll just snap. Yeah. When I saw them all drop too far back in my mirrors, I was worried. I mean, I know I was setting a pretty good pace, but I was also the only guy who was new here. So, if anything, I should have been going slower than they would want to go. Ferraris. Looks like he managed to get it into like third gear or something, third or fourth, for a cruise down the hill. I didn't even notice that Forest Service guy. It showed up all of a sudden. Maybe he turned around or something. He's behind us. But so far, I would say this road's kind of fun. A little thumbs up for the Ferrari, another one. Must be Ferrari day out here. It's a sport car group. The other guys are going a little slower, but I want to keep an eye on Mike here. Yeah, it always sucks when something like this happens, and thankfully, you know, it's the first time this kind of thing has happened on a ride I've been on, and it was such a minor incident. Around here, especially we're up on the mountain a bit there, could be much worse. Ferrari. It's a Ferrari day out here, man. Yeah. Thumbs up for all the Ferraris. Unexpected bonus is the disappointment of an unfortunate accident, having somebody have a crash, is being able to see all those Ferraris having fun, actually driving spirited pace, which you so rarely see. I work out in like Beverly Hills area and drive through there quite a bit, and I think well, I know I do see a lot of sports cars like that, but they're so often just puttering around, barely moving. It can be frustrating. It's nice. It's very scenic out here. The big buck. Tunnel ahead. Turn on lights. They're always on. Narrow tunnel. I have to say, I do not like the curved tunnel. That is, especially that short curve like that. Hey, I can read my thing finally. We were talking about, he was thinking about getting some engine case protectors like my GB Racing protectors, but he hadn't seen them before. He really liked the look of these. Kind of encouraged him to think about getting these finally, because the other ones he didn't like the look of at all. And here's a day where he could have used them, unfortunately. Well, I don't expect this to be the end of our ride. I'm gonna get some food, hopefully get him settled in and see what route he wants to take. We may head home once he feels like he can. I mean, he kind of wanted to let us continue without him, but that's not right. I'm gonna make sure he's fine. Solidarity and all that. We can always go back in. Back in Ojai. Watch it shifting. Yeah. He's got thin shoes or boots, so he can get underneath there. Okay. It's not great, but it works. Alright, so regrouping. We just had lunch here at the Mexican-American food fresh grill place. We're down one more rider, as you saw, but I think he's alright. He's going to be safely home, but we're going to make another pass at this. So here we are heading back into the mountain, and again I am trying to hit that rock on the side of the road. I figured this might be a good opportunity to talk to you about target fixation and what happened a little earlier in the ride. And target fixation is a real thing. It happens to many of us, and it's happened to me a few times, but luckily I've never had it be so bad that I ended up going down or getting in an accident of any kind. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing with target fixation is kind of, you know, gets back to that idea that they tell you to look through the corner. You know, when you're taking turns, you don't want to have your eyes going straight ahead. Your eyes need to be looking over through the corner. You can kind of see me doing that as I go through the turns here. My bike's facing one way, but my head is kind of facing the other way. That's kind of the idea of target fixation. You need to be aware of what you're doing. So when you see, like, say, something in the road, you know, you don't focus on the thing in the road that you don't want to hit. You focus on the path around the thing in the road you don't want to hit.
It goes right near here. Keep fixated on the dirt. Yep, that's where it happened. And I kept going because I didn't notice it until about 5 turns later. Where is everybody? Yeah, went through this big thing, and at the end of this I was like, hey, did I lose him?
Well, as we reshuffle the deck again and push a new bike in the lead, it goes Space Pod, and here comes Alfred. And getting back to the idea of target fixation, one of the things we encounter a lot on these canyon roads is debris, you know, from rock slides or other things. And, you know, when in a group ride situation, people often will stick their leg out and kind of point out, hey, there's some rocks over here, or there's some rocks over there, and the signal should travel back through the other riders so that the guys in the back
have our distinctive stances.
Get that information and they can go around the debris. And again, the idea is you don't focus on the debris, you focus on the route through the debris or around the debris. I know a couple times up on some parts of Angeles Crest you'll have debris on both sides of the rider, so I actually stick both legs out, try to tell the person behind me, hey, you got to take the exact route I took or you might run into something.
Give him a thumbs up. Couldn't really share it back.
So yeah, one of the things that also part of that whole looking through the corner and you know, looking where you're going is I often look a little too inside when I'm kind of picking my line, picking my route, which is why I often end up too close to the edge. You know, I know with the yellow line I have enough concern about not getting too close to it, and that keeps me a little out most of the time, but that inside line, that white line, I'll get really close to it, as you'll see sometimes. And that's, again, part of that whole idea of looking where you're going. So when you're looking at debris, or you're looking at the dirt on the side of the road, you're looking at the cliff on the side of the road, you're looking at the tree, whatever it is, you're going to end up heading towards it, because that's where your eyes are looking, that's where your mind is going. So I guess I'll do my wrap up here and say I really enjoyed Highway 33, the Maricopa Highway. It is a lot of fun. It's a pretty long road, so you get a lot out of it, and when you get to the end, you basically turn around. One time, Space Pod and Alfred came out, and I came out here, but we came from the opposite direction. And when we hit the corner we're about to reach up here, we actually turned and went back towards the 5 instead of coming down this road. So I'm really disappointed we missed out on this thing so long ago, because I really encourage people to check this thing out. It's a lot of fun, and you know, we got here, we had a short discussion and decided, hey, let's go back in, because I didn't want to
thought we'd just go back to Ojai, but I don't know.
So yeah, I encourage people to come out here and check it out for yourself, and hey, maybe invite me if